Hey, what is up, guys? So, this is my first sort of check in on how I'm doing with medication for antidepressants. For some of you guys that don't know, I started medication for antidepressants about 3 days ago. And this is a journey that I sort of had to convince myself to sort of get to this point where I sort of had to overcome the stigma and really be more confident and mature in like self development and knowing that like my health comes first before how I looked in society. And just like the stigma associated with that was a story in itself. I want to have like these check ins where I sort of share my experience with medication and how it affects my body. So today's day three. If you Google how long antidepressants usually take to see the benefits, Google usually says about like 2 to 3 weeks. And obviously, this depends on how your body reacts to the medication as well. Um, but for me, at least, I think maybe it's like the pseudo effect and of me taking medication for my antidepressants, but I definitely see the benefits already. Some of the benefits are my anxiety gets calmed down. I don't really worry so much about the decisions I make and trying to make everything perfect. I think I sort of became more content with just being in the present, almost in a sense. Like the medication forces me to be present because it sort of turns off this over analyzing self that always wants to be perfect and have this like prideful image. That sort of turned off already almost. Like I'm seeing the benefits in that sense. And another benefit I would say is just like my energy level. I mean, medication, they always recommend it usually for antidepressants in the morning because it I think there's some association with antidepressants and like your ability to like feel tired or something. There's some like relationship between the two because they always recommend you take it in the morning, or else like you may have issues with the quality of your sleep. Um, you may have like insomnia. I don't know. That's what Google said. Um, so I'm just going off of that. So yeah, for sure. Like my energy levels, I'm less aware of how tired I am throughout the day. Almost as if like I'm like waking up to like 3 cups of coffee, but I don't get the jitters like what I usually get if I drink too much coffee, because I'm not a coffee drinker. But yeah, I mean, it's just nice to see these benefits already, like 3 days into it. Even though they're not drastic, like it's like a completely 180 change. I wasn't expecting that. Even just like a little change was would that's what I was hoping for, and I think that's what I got, and already. So I'm pretty excited for um, my journey with medication. So I guess like some of the downfalls or like cons or negatives to medication so far is day three. Again, is I sort of I sort of live life in autopilot and I don't really register what's going on in my surroundings. Like the best way I could describe it is if you stayed up, let's say like 48 hours, your brain is so exhausted that it doesn't have time or energy to even think about, oh, what is the meaning of life? Like, oh, does pride make me want to do this or that? I think in that sense, like everything just sort of becomes autopilot. I'm sort of like not registering. Like I feel like my short term memory has shortened a lot more. Um, and if I'm not consciously aware of remembering, like having extra care to remember certain things, I think I would definitely forget them. Like for example, today I went to the gym to exercise and I put my stuff in a locker. And once I finished my workout, I had a great workout because I don't feel like tired, or I don't I don't worry about anything else, and I was able to sort of be in the present, working out and just focus on working out. But once I finished working out, I remember looking at the lockers. There was about like 70 to 90 lockers, and I was completely clueless of which locker I put my stuff in, right? And that's crazy because that's something that that doesn't really happen to me. Um, but maybe it was, I don't know, the lack of sleep, or me being so, me having like headphones on, so I was like less conscious of which locker I was putting in. But even then, like not knowing even which locker I put it in, or even like the vicinity of which locker I put it in, was shocking to me. And I mean, I ended up just like talking to like an like someone who worked there, and I was like, hey, can you help me out? I I, I don't know which locker I put my stuff in. They're like, uh, do you know, like, is it on the left hand side? Is it on the right hand side? I was like, oh man, I think it's on the right hand side. I got lucky because it was on the right hand side. But like I ended up making him open up like 60 lockers. So I felt bad. I was like saying sorry every single time he opened one. It wasn't like my stuff. It was almost like a game, I guess. And I was like torturing this worker to open up 60 lockers for me. But yeah, definitely I see some side effects already. But in in general, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. In my case, at least, with my antidepressant. Um, and if you are, I know like this topic is not really talked about in society, or like in the like daily, oh, what's it called? This is not really talked upon in daily conversations, I guess. But I mean, I just wanted to have this platform for people who are even considering medication, or who are curious about medication. And if you are considering it, I definitely would recommend you talk to a psychiatrist, um, talk to someone else. Just if you're having a hard time, just let some of the thoughts go in your head and not really let that build up and make it worse. So, yeah, I mean, that's like my sort of short catch up on how I'm doing with medication. If you guys want to talk to me about anything you have, curious if you have any questions, or if you want to hear more about my journey to how I got to where I am now. I don't know if that made sense, but basically, yeah. I mean, besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably upload another one in probably a couple days or like a week, for sure, to keep you guys updated on my journey. So thanks for checking in, guys. I'll see you guys really soon. Peace.